Hi everyone, Connie from The Painted Photographer. I have a great video for you. You all enjoyed my campfire tin video that I did a couple weeks ago along with some other thrifted products. And I just decided that I was going to show you how I grunge up those old cookie tins. If you have an old cookie tin and you want to put a campfire printable on there, it is a download purchased printable that you can get in the link below. In the description, there'll be a link to the website where you can go and get your own downloadable print. I cannot sell them to you. I purchased it. I got to use it to what I wanted to, but I cannot sell it to you. In this video, I show you how I go about making the campfire tins using DIY paint and a little grunge. So I hope that you find this interesting and let me know in the comments. I'll see you at the end.
Today in our thrifted finds, we had this birdhouse. It was, I believe, 39 cents. It had this goofy bird on it. I took the perch off of it. The perch was a little bit too long for my taste anyway. And then I just painted the face of it white with the DIY white swan. And just went and carefully as I could painted around that roof. And I think I'm going to leave the roof and the sides the way that they are. So I just quickly painted it. Then I had this smaller Christmas tin, outdated, of course, and I just took the same DIY paint and painted the tin. I have spray painted them before, but I've had much better success with using just the clay-based DIY paint. And I used 2 coats on them. I don't only thrift, I also salvage anything that I can. This came off a leaf of a table that didn't have a table anymore. So we took the table piece apart and I used that for a sign. And then these are the 2 braces that were on the side of that leaf. So I just went ahead and painted them. Same with this old toolbox. I painted the sides red, painted the top white. I got this image off of Etsy. I will link her Etsy store below where you can go and download this image for yourself. I cannot sell this image. This is her image, and all I can do is make saleable products with this. So I printed it out. I printed it out on rice paper, but you can print it out on just regular paper and use the same methods. So this is just a little bit thinner than regular paper, and I like working with rice paper a little bit more. I used the DIY liquid patina and just added the liquid patina to the top of the toolbox there, and then just flipped over that rice paper, doing one side at a time, and so that you get your placement correctly. And then just added liquid patina to the top. Now I had one of these tins. I had a whole bunch of these images that I printed out trying to get the correct size, so I'm using them up. And I decided, why not, buy some more tins that are 48 cents and use up these extra printouts that I made. So we're going to have a whole campfire tin display at the gift shop on Medford's Main Street, and you can go there and purchase one of these tins instead of making your own. And so this one does not have the stripes on the top, but I still like it the same. It's not an original, you just have to understand that it's not the original campfire marshmallow tin. So I just went ahead and placed that on there using liquid patina, just gluing down one side, and then it sticks, and you can just smooth down the other side. Using the rice paper, you won't get wrinkles. Using regular paper, you might have a little bit more wrinkles. So what I did is I didn't cut this one down. So I should have, but I didn't. I got it all wet, and then I decided that I wanted the label to look older. So I took my husband's coffee. I hate coffee. I can't stand the smell of coffee. So this is all for you guys. I went ahead and took coffee grounds and put them on top of the label and then let that dry. Then I decided to cut them out because I am getting them wet, and they're going to wrinkle. And so I decided to cut it out and make it a little bit easier using the coffee grounds. I did like the staining with the coffee grounds, so the rest of my labels I did stain up. There's a couple that you can see that I didn't stain up. They're on the left-hand side. And in the end, I don't know that I can tell the difference, so I don't know if this is a needed step or not, especially when you don't like coffee. So here's my coffee stained label. So it has some age to it. It might have been good if I'd have put it on an aged tin already, and then I wouldn't have had to do anything to the label. So that's another option I didn't think of until I'm actually watching this. So again, adding the label to the sides of the tin and decoupaging that on with DIY's liquid patina, which is a really good decoupage medium. It's my favorite that I like to use. There's the label, stained and not stained. Now on these little boards, I was cutting them out to make them fit on this board. That's why I had some extra ones, trying to finesse the pattern to get it to fit, and so I had those extra ones, but I wanted it on this board. I do really like it. It has some extra edges there. I'm perfectly fine with that. So again, this is better than throwing away or burning those 2 pieces of scrap wood. They can be used in your home decor for this fun campfire tin display that I'm going to have. So I went and let all of these dry, so you can watch the process here of me cutting this out after it had dried. So it's wrinkly. It's not a great clean cut, so I'm glad that I decided to coffee stain them up after I cut them out. So since it was all kind of crinkly, I decided let's add to that. So I crinkled this paper all up, and I even got it wet so that some of the wrinkles would stay in there a little bit more. Guess what? When I decoupage this rice paper works so well to have 0 wrinkles that I didn't have any wrinkles anyway. So another waste of time. But this tin is really, really tall. It's going to get this nice campfire tin image on the side of it, going and adding my starter strip, smoothing that all down. And you can see those wrinkles that I purposely made are just smoothing all into that DIY's liquid patina. Some really great liquid patina. And if you suffer with wrinkles using my rice paper, you won't have those wrinkles. There's an actual wrinkle right there. And it was the only one. So I decided to try and smooth it out. I think I ended up with a little bit of a wrinkle, but not much. So adding the liquid patina, and they're all getting finished. You can watch the process here. Now I'm going to age these. This is one where it didn't have coffee stain on it. Even the ones with coffee stains, I still did this process too, which I didn't like the stark white of the tin. So you can experiment with that. I just wanted them to kind of, since they were going in the same display, all look the same. So I took the DIY weathered wood and summer crush, and I stippled it onto the edges of this toolbox. And then I added some water from my Mr. bottle and smeared it around with my finger, trying to age that label up a little bit and make that not look quite so stipply. And I did not use Summer Crush on here because Summer Crush indicates rust. And with this toolbox being wood, I didn't think it would rust. So on this tin, we're going to use the Summer Crush. So stipple it on, and I even go right over top of the label. And actually, the paint is pretty heavy. And then I went over with Summer Crush. You can see some of that Summer Crush blends in with the weathered wood and makes it more of a brown versus orange. But the rust is all, that's kind of what it looks like. It's all kind of blended together. So then I went with my Mr. Bottle and my paintbrush trying to see the label. I don't want the label to be covered up too much with rust. So you got to make sure, you know, you put paint on, you take paint off. So it's all going to be down there in the soaked up paper toweling, but the results are totally worth it, in my opinion. I really do like this process of adding rust to any type of a metal surface. And this is just faux rust. This would probably rust by itself if you put it out in the weather, but these aren't made to go out in the weather, so we're making faux rust. So we even did it with the back side of the tin and made them all rusty crusty on all the sides of the tin to make them look like they were old tins.
Skip this town for a day, get behind the wheel and drive. We don't care about the time with you by my side. I don't need to hide, I feel alive. You bring me coffee in the morning, post it with a love note. We both like to take it on a Sunday night. You know just when to kiss me, you know I don't like whiskey. This is why we work, why it's you and I. Down the line, people will forget the reason why.
Now we're going to bring out the details in these signs and tins with the DIY clear wax. I've used a lot of waxes. DIY is the best wax that there is. I really, really love it. It enhances the color. It goes on super easy, just like butter. You just let it dry. I usually let it dry overnight. You can let it dry for, 4 or 5 hours and then go back in with a soft cloth and buff it off. They have a nice smooth finish, and I really do like the use of the DIY wax. This is clear wax. I do on this little toolbox, it is wood, so I went in and I aged it a little bit, like somebody had been touching it and aging it but naturally. So I went in with the dark wax, which is, I did get red onto my wax brush, so before I re-dipped it, I wiped the red off. And so then I went in with the dark wax, and the dark wax darkens up that raw wood. I had sanded that raw wood to be sticking out on this box, and then it also deepens the color of the red and makes it look very old and used. So I do like the process of wax, and I hope that you have tried it, and if you haven't, you can find the products at thepaintedphotographer.com. I did the same process to the lids. The first one that I had done a few weeks ago, I painted the lid red, but I did look up the original Campfire tin, and it was white. So I went ahead and painted the white lids.
All right, how is that? Are they sweet or what? This is going to make an awesome display. I can't wait till I can put this up in the store and see if people like it. You can find any of the products that I use to make these tins on my website at thepaintedphotographer.com. And the link for the printable is in the description below. Thanks for watching, and until next time, happy painting.